Temperature now at 19.
The article is. There's no hostility toward you. It's just not. I'm not taking down the article. I'm not taking it down. It ain't going down. So you have a good day. No hostility. You're a great person. Have a good holiday. I hope you have a very long life. Stay off the police blotter. You have a good day. Anyway.
That was Alaska.
It wasn't Alaska.
No, I don't think it was Alaska.
Oh, and we're going to call Don Patterson at 10. He's going to break down the Big Ten championship game for a few minutes.
All right. Well, right now it's Hawkfanatic.com, brought to you by Patrick Eads and his great staff at Deary Brothers Ford, Steve Anderson, Hawkeye Title and Settlement, Mike Seakeys for Cars, Chi Car and his crew at Supple's Building and Remodeling, Supple's Flowers, home 1-800-800-ROSE. Where's he going?
I don't know.
The Midtown Family Restaurants, Dirk Sterner, Taxidermy, Harty and Stocker Jewelers, 101 South Dubuque Street, downtown Iowa City, Diamond Dreams Sports Academy, Senior Benefits, Premier Automotive in North Liberty, the Oxyoke Inn in the Amanas, Streets Maintenance, Dr. Lance Forbes Diamond Dental in Cedar Rapids, and Big Dog Tech Solutions, Suitors in Vegas.
Pat's lined up guests because we had, really Hawkeye-wise, after our last show Wednesday, what did we have? Kirk Ferentz talked about recruiting, and we haven't had any other games or anything happen since then.
And he ain't leaving, so there you go.
Not leaving, and he likes all of our recruits.
Yeah, and all the police reports, they're all lies. They just lie. Send that up to the courts, then the courts lie.
That's what happens when you answer that office
Who
line
were you
right
just
before you
talking?
go on the air.
That was not Alaska?
No, I'm not hanging up on Alaska.
Telling him to stay off the police reports.
Stay off the police blotter. No.
Is that Alaska?
No. It was just some woman that wanted the story down from last year. And
From last year, move on.
yeah.
What did she do?
I don't care.
Okay.
I don't,
I'm
seriously.
sorry. What did the police say she did?
Whatever they said she did, she did.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not like you where I feel sorry for the guy or the gal and
Yeah.
whatever. I don't feel sorry for any of them.
Well, it depends what they did. I mean, I feel sorry for them if they got drunk and peed on a cop car.
Well,
I don't feel sorry for them when they have like an axe and threaten their wife.
Well,
But even peeing on a cop car is going to probably get you in trouble.
Well, yeah, and we'll do a story on it, but it doesn't need to stay up there for 10 years.
Well, it's
Well,
only
yeah,
been
no,
up
I
there
think you
for
can move
1
on.
year.
You can move on from peeing on a cop car.
Yeah.
It's only out there for 1 year. So
1 year, okay.
I'm not like you. I wasn't good. And she was just blathering.
A lot of yipping?
Yipping, and
Oh,
I
man.
couldn't understand what she was saying.
Did she have any stories about Todd Licklight?
And I wanted to start this show. So
It's already 11 after.
yeah.
Alaska is supposed to call in at 9:15.
Well, you were
good.
talking on the phone to some.
He was doing prep sports stuff, I
business,
think.
just business, pace and business, Captain.
Oh, Tom.
Business. Yeah, and I get up. It's funny. Suter's gone for days on end.
Yeah.
And then I get up for 2 seconds to go out. Where's he going? Where'd he
Well,
go?
I don't
Where's
know
he
where he
going?
went.
I mean, it's like I leave.
You know
this
where
chair-
Suter is.
It's like I
thought-
leave this chair for a
thought-
second. It's like panic. Where's he going?
Maybe you went and took a dump.
Where's he going?
Yes.
I have never taken one here and never will.
Well,
Never
it's
will.
a nice
Not
bed.
I'm not
for
saying I
standards,
just don't do public dumpage.
It's not really public. I mean, I guess
I try
it is.
What
I
if-
try to avoid it at all costs.
I like to think we're a little different than like a Casey's.
There's been times where I've traveled covering the Hawks where I'm at
Trust
some
me, I picked Casey's for a reason.
times where I've covered it. I've had to, but then you just grin and bear it and just hope that nothing happens.
So like when he uses the toilet.
I don't like
Just grin and bear it.
I don't like dumping in places that aren't my own. Put it that way.
Well, that's a lovely
Including
lead-in
here.
for Mr.
Well, you've
Alaska.
been here a long time.
I've
so-
never dumped. Never once. I know that thing fights a battle every day. Why should I add to it? Where's Hunter?
Hunter
has the day off because he had to work
that's
last
true.
weekend
God,
because of the snowstorm.
Yeah, so he's got 2 days
Couldn't remember
off.
where it's been so long he had to get directions home.
Is he going to have to stay out here again Saturday night?
We got 3 inches coming, right?
It's 3.
I saw 3 to 5, and I saw maybe more to the northeast,
Well,
northwest.
I don't know.
But we'll see.
I know someone that won't be staying.
I know. Well, you don't work Sundays anyway.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even
No.
signed to work here.
And so the snow's coming Saturday night, right?
Saturday night into early Sunday.
After the game's at 3, so when
It'll be after the game, probably. Yeah.
Okay, we'll be home. Because I'm going to be out of the arena by about 5.
I haven't seen a time frame.
No,
the women are at
7.
5, but they're on the road.
The women are on the road,
Yeah.
And the men are at 3, so it'll be over at 5. Easily can get out of there 6:30, 7 o'clock, I would think. And you say by then it's not snowing?
I haven't seen a start time, but
it
it said. Well, let me double check what the weather service.
But I saw
sent
3
about an
inches,
hour ago.
but that seems like nothing after just having 9.
Well, the weather service this morning said 3 to 5, and then I don't know.
But aren't the temperatures like today? It's going to be 33.
Severe Studio says 1 to
How high the temperature on Saturday?
25.
Okay, so it's not.
Yeah, well, today it's going to be 31.
Yeah, no, I'm actually it's not bad out right now.
No.
I mean, I was outside. It was.
We have Adam Haleska on the line.
How do you know that's Adam without identifying?
That could be the mean lady again.
No, it's Adam.
What, it's got a particular ring to it?
Yes, it does.
All right.
Yeah, so, I will give him the same advice I gave that lady. Stay off the police blotter, Adam.
No worries, I can do that. That's easy.
Adam is the reason they put that substation in the sheriff's office in Solon.
How you doing, Adam?
I'm doing well, fellas. How are you?
Not bad. I was hoping we would be talking to you after a win at Michigan State, but hey, if there's places where you're probably going to lose, it's Michigan State. Do you remember what was your experiences like up there?
I told somebody I still get cold sweats thinking about that one. That's we had some good teams that we beat Michigan State multiple times at home.
Yeah, I remember
in the Big Ten tournament, and I mean it's just a tough place to play, and it's one of those where I think looking back at that game, the pace immediately I thought we were trying to slow it down,
too much
possessions, take care of it, yeah, and maybe too much. But the problem is when you allow them to play a little more physical, we got into early foul trouble. I think it softened up some of our dribble handoffs or ball screens, like the one on Vulgaris where he basically kind of got ran over a little bit. He gets called for the foul. You could just tell like everything was just off, and I think it's like anything else. There's games where you get smacked early, and you go on a 17-1 drought, and you are deep in the hole. It's hard to come back, especially when your whole intent was the game plan was to keep it slower pace, limit the turnovers, limit the fouls, take care of the basketball. I think the whole game plan went right out the door, 7-8 minutes into the game. And it's hard to come back from that, especially in that environment. So, credit to those guys. But, again, it did not go our way early on, and that's a tough thing to come back from. But, I like the coaches' press conference and talked about it. This is a learning experience. It's baptism by fire. It's probably the toughest place in the Big Ten right now to play. Game 1, opening night of Big Ten play. So I think you learn from it and hopefully carry that forward for the rest of the season.
There were times in that, especially in the first half, when I'd be like, come on, Bennett, go a little faster up the court. It just seemed like they were going out of their way to keep Michigan State out of transition, and by doing that, they basically limited their half-court offense. There were times where they didn't really come close to getting a shot off. There was like 8 seconds left in the shot clock because they'd spent so much time kind of preserving the basketball, if that makes sense. Did you see that?
Yeah, I think they were, obviously trying to get a good look, and I think some of these other guys need to step up, whether
without question,
a little bit of reluctance to take the shot, but I think there were some openings there where guys probably could have shot earlier in the shot clock, and then you get down, and to your point, then you end up having to take a really tough shot.
Yes.
Because times, you got 5-6 seconds left, and you got to make something happen, and those are tough too. If you've got good shooters and scorers, now you're forcing, as opposed to just finding the best shot whenever it comes. So again, I think this is a big learning experience for these guys. It is a big jump. I know we got a good team. We've got guys that are very skilled. They can put it in the hole. It just, again, when I've been up there before and you got a game plan and everything's going to go great, and all of a sudden you're down 10 or 12 points in a matter of 1 or 2 minutes, it's hard to dig yourself out of a hole up there in East Lansing. That's a good team. How
much do you like seeing Izzo on the court up there in East Lansing?
Yeah, are you a big fan of that?
Are you a big fan of that? Because Suter is.
That's the one thing that it is frustrating. I was texting my dad back and forth, a little bit while we were watching the game, and he gets away with everything up there. And granted, he's one of the most tenured guys. I do like him. He's just kind of a staple, and he's got a long history. He he's working those refs the entire
nonstop,
time. And he's on the court. He's complaining about everything. I mean, kind of that stuff gets old. Like, just play. And, you know, I thought Coach McCollum and staff seemed pretty reserved and, you know, ask questions when there's things. But, yeah, it's constant with Izzo. He's going to work them the whole game, and that's part of his game plan.
Do you like when he puts his right arm around him when he's talking, like he's lecturing them? I saw something where most minutes on the court this year, Bennett Sturtz was second behind Tom Izzo.
Izzo doesn't care.
No,
you know what? Like this is who he is, and I think he's earned the right with his tenure to do that. But it is frustrating.
It's frustrating.
I mean, like I said, I think there's things. I just remember playing up there. They can play physical or dictate the game, and it's like, you know, you'll get a touch foul or two, and it's like it's not really equal. It doesn't feel that way, and I'm not saying it's just the way that they play and how he's working refs and in their ear the whole time. It seems to be lopsided when you go up there.
Remember, that's where Fran threw the chair, and he was mad. He was mad that his players were allowing Michigan State to do just what you said, Adam. I mean, I think he was just mad because they were being manhandled. Yes, he was frustrated, I think, with the maybe discrepancy in calls or whatever. But he was also sending a message to his players: you got to match fire or toughness with toughness. But yeah. I think Tom's got one of his better teams potentially. This team can. I still question their ability to shoot. But he rarely has a team filled with great shooters, does he? I can't recall many. He's always got one.
Yeah, you're right. And they're more of a. I mean, they're always athletic. They're always just a rebound.
But this team is huge, Adam. I mean, these guys 6'10", 6'11", and I wanted to, sorry to interrupt, but I wanted to ask you about my biggest concern with this Iowa team is a lack of size to sustain in the rugged Big Ten grind. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, I think we got to exploit opportunities, though. You know, if you're going to have some of those bigger guys on the floor, I think that's why you got Vulgaris and Koch and some of those guys that can stretch it out a little bit, but we got to make some shots.
No, you're right.
We've got to get guys confidence making some shots and forcing guys to come out. You look at our offense; it's you know, we're really extending it out. There's cuts, there's good action there, but we've got to attack. And if they're going to go big, I think you got to match it with just good guard play where we can get downhill, get to the basket, drive kick. We got to put them on their heels a little bit because if you're going to try to play bully ball, you're right, it's going to be a long season. Some of these teams have huge size that they're going to pound it down low. Even on missed shots, they're crashing the boards hard. We've got to do a better job of obviously blocking out and just limiting their opportunities.
And the thing with Michigan State, Jackson Kohler's been there 4 years, maybe 5. These big guys, that Cooper kid, they're veterans in that program. They're kind of an outlier with what's going on with college basketball. So this team knows each other very well, and I just think Iowa ran into a perfect storm up there. Didn't handle it very well, but now they play against a Maryland team that is completely different than a year ago. Buzz Williams is the head coach now, which I had to remind myself of as I started to kind of look at this game. I mean, the coaching carousel, but Maryland, I've looked at it. They're 6-3. They've got a couple nice wins, but they've got some blowout losses against good teams. I'm not saying this is a must-win, but you don't want to start 0-2, and I hope there's at least 10,000 people there tomorrow. I think a good crowd would really help this team.
You know, I just heard around town, it seems like more people are going that haven't been to a game yet.
Okay, good.
It seems like there's a little more excitement to go. So hopefully, yeah, to your point, we unfortunately got to be in Des Moines for youth basketball for the boys, but, I mean, everybody's going to be tuning in for that game. But it does feel like in town with Big Ten play starting, football is winded down. I'm hoping we get a really good crowd and get people out there to support them because it is a very winnable game.
Yes.
You're right. I mean, they've
but also losable.
Teams, but then also lose. I mean, any game in the Big Ten right now, right, is.
No, you're right about that. But
Minnesota and Indiana, I mean, there's a lot of good teams out there, and on any given night, you can drop a game whether it's home or on the road pretty easy.
Yeah, I tweet Indiana basketball is like Nebraska football. It's just everyone keeps waiting for the glory days to come back. But did you watch any of that? I mean, they look terrible. Minnesota was missing like 2 or 3 players too, and I mean, tell you what, that was an impressive job by the Minnesota coaching staff to get that win out of that team. Don't you agree?
Yeah, they grinded. I mean, early on they were down, and then they ended up, you know, especially second half, they did what they needed to do, and even there for a while they had a 10-point lead with 2-3 minutes to go. And they were almost trying to give it away. Quick shots, turnovers. Indiana was pressing, missed a couple free throws. I mean, if Indiana makes a couple more shots here and there, it might have been a different story. But, yeah, credit to Minnesota. They did whatever it took to get that win. And, Nico's a good coach.
He is.
Won at Drake in Colorado State. Like, he's going to get some of these guys in, and they're going to be another team that's going to be good. There's just this league has so many good coaches in it right now. Give guys time. Give them the portal. Give them a couple years under their belt. It'll be interesting to see what they do with it.
Looks like he will probably stay. I didn't realize he grew up like 15 minutes from the Minneapolis, Minnesota campus and went there. So, yeah, he's kind of got his dream job. But, no, it was very impressive. And Iowa needs to come out and have a similar type of floor. I think Iowa's better than Minnesota on paper right now. And I also think – well, I don't know, Maryland. I thought Indiana was better than what they showed. They just didn't look good. So this game, how important is getting off to a quick start in this game after getting thumped so hard at Michigan State? I thought like Fulgaris, I thought he looked, I don't want to say overwhelmed or a deer in head, but he struggled up there. Didn't you? Was it fair to say he struggled with the physicality? Yeah,
he looked a little timid. And, he's a European guy. Obviously he's played.
Not a lot to him either.
But again, I think we've seen what he can do early on when he's got a little confidence.
Very skilled.
Knocking down shots, getting to the basket. Yeah, highly skilled. We're just going to need some of these guys to step up. And, we've got shooters on the bench. We've got some of these guys. I think everybody's trying to figure out a role early on here and what it's going to look like. But, I think for Payne, for Maryland, he had 30 the other night. He's averaging almost 19 a game.
Remember, played at Minnesota.
What's that?
He played at Minnesota.
Yeah.
And he was good there, too.
And he was good there. And so the thing I like, though, I think defensively we're going to get out and really guard.
Yes.
And so if you have an off shooting night, hopefully that's going to keep us in some of these ball games. But, again, I'm with you. The importance of knocking down shots, having a home crowd behind you, it'd be great to go 1-1 in the Big Ten. And, then you get another big game coming up next week that's going to be, I think they're as good as any team in the country right now.
Oh, I think Iowa State's better than Michigan State. Now, are they as tough at home? Well, to me, you put Hilton right in there with the Breslin Center if you're ranking the top 5. That's why they got to win this game tomorrow, Adam, to avoid a 3-game losing streak, because I'm not real confident in their chances of going to Ames and winning. And that's no knock on Ben or the team. I'm just trying to be realistic. Are you real confident about them winning in Ames on Thursday?
I mean, that's why we play the games, right?
You're right.
But, I mean, last year I thought we did a good job. I thought Iowa State was really talented. Fran had a really good game plan. Guys stepped up. We made shots. We kept it close. I mean, you're talking about a Peyton Sanford 3 here and there late in the game, and, I think Owen Freeman had a couple missed free throws. I mean, that game almost went our way at home last year. We were gritty, and I thought our defense was really good that game. We just got to make sure we contain Jefferson and, some of these guys that they have that are just, I mean, he's a big boy.
What's the other one, Milicevic or whatever?
He can get downhill. He can do a lot for them.
Yeah.
We got to find guys that can match that kind of, speed and energy.
The point guard matchup will be interesting. No, it's going to be a fun game. That the Iowa State men's basketball both rivalries are really good. It's a great healthy series. So Maryland, like you said, Payne, he's a big guy. I'm sure they're going to try to exploit their size, especially after what Michigan State did. Do you see? I mean, Ben has used the freshman from Western Wind Valley. He's used this kid at times already this year. I could see him, if size continues to be a problem, could you see them maybe turn into this kid just because he is a legitimate 6'11", just to get somebody in there?
I think you're going to have to, and I think that's why they're getting him early minutes, to get him comfortable out there. And he's looked good when he's came in, but you're going to need size to match size at times and just be a kind of a sod buster down there. So hopefully, with this kind of game plan, you can limit some of those guys if you got even a soft double down potentially, right, and get him to kick out. You just can't let some of these guys go off for 25, 30 points. And I don't think Ben will. They'll make adjustments, whatever they got to do. But, yeah, we're going to have to match some of this Big Ten size. And the only real guy we've got is, the freshman from Valley who's, again, a freshman. He's made big leaps from a year ago. I watched a little bit of him in high school.
He's pretty skilled.
I'm impressed. I think they've done a good job with him so far, and he's got a pretty high ceiling.
I mean, Tavian Banks is a great athlete. Don't get me wrong. He's a good player, but he's only 6'7", and he's asked to do a lot of big man stuff. And in the Big Ten, I just think it looked like – and the other thing about watching that game the other night, Adam, I wanted to ask you about this. With Fran, no matter how bad things were going, you're like, they may get hot and go on a 15-0 run just because of the way they play. I never felt that again in this – game because that's just not kind of how Ben's teams worked. Were you kind of the same way? Because with Fran, you just never knew.
I mean, it was kind of like the old Dr. Tom stuff, right? When they would press and they would get up and down quick. Like games could shift. You're right,
Yes.
really fast.
Yeah.
You could all of a sudden be down 5 or 8, and then you're up 10. I'm with you. I mean, at some point when you get down like that, you may have to change up style to whether it's a soft 3/4 court press or full court, or you got to do something to speed that game up so you can get some possessions and get the ball going. But again, I just think up there, first game Big Ten on the road, that's
Perfect
probably
storm.
one of the tougher environments those guys have ever seen. It can be a little bit of a shell shock, and I think you were just trying to stop the bleeding and get good baskets, and they just weren't coming.
Yeah, I mean, the win over Missouri last year in the that was impressive, but that was also not on Missouri's home court and what have you. And because, like Captain was talking, some of the criticism during God, this is like watching Drake lose to Michigan State. Well, Drake is a big part of this roster, whether that's just the way it is. But I still don't think it's time to panic. It just shows you they got a lot of work to do. But
and here's the thing too, like we got to. It's the same with Nico and DeVries and McCollum. It's all these coaches. You come in kind of late to the game. Some of these guys, if you're an established program, you've already got things set up of who you want or NIL stuff or even high school kids that you've recruited.
Yeah,
I think we've got some really good pipelines coming in, and it may take a year or two to get some of these guys in. I think with everybody leaving, not really a chance to retain some of those guys besides Cooper. I think this was he felt really comfortable with the system that those guys understood to bring those guys in, and they've been great up until the Michigan State game. Now it's like, all right, we gotta grow up a little bit.
Yeah.
We gotta get some of these guys some confidence and know who you are, and grind out this Big Ten season and win, especially at home. You got to take care of home court.
I've had people ask, and I know some of the media ask, Brandon Hawson doesn't get a lot of minutes. He scored all 7 of his points in the first half, then didn't play in the second half. The only way I can figure it out, and Ben's not going to say, it's got to be defense why he's not playing more minutes, isn't it? It's got to be.
Yeah, and there's coaches that are like that. I mean, I played for Eustachy. If you could not play defense, you were a liability on the floor.
Even if you were a really good offensive
points
player.
You could pump in the basket. I mean, defense is where a lot of this begins. So, yeah, I mean, obviously we're not there in practice every day. We don't see this, but there's something there that, he's wanting him to improve on. But he is a threat. I mean, when he comes in, he's got deep range. He's got a quick trigger. I think he's one of those guys we're going to have to certainly lean on, if he can grab a couple threes a game for us and, be a 10 to 11 point scorer at times, that would be a huge lift.
Yes, because that game the other night, it showed a lot of things, but it also showed Sturtz can't do this. He's human. He didn't have a very good game. I mean, when he was shooting air balls from 3 and missing free throws, you knew this was just not his night. And like you said earlier, somebody else needed to step up, and nobody really did. Hawson was their second leading scorer with 7 points. They need other playmakers to step up.
Yeah, they do. And again, I'm not doom and gloom. I know
not
a lot
either.
of people aren't either. It's just it's one
Way
game,
too
but
early.
I think it gives a lot of things that you can go back and work on. And the good thing is you take that loss, and I think it is something to learn on, just to see what Michigan State did defensively. What disrupted us, what got you uncomfortable, what things can we do if you start seeing, just the aggressive play of coming up and, with Bennett up there on the high pick and roll, or even a little zoom action where he passes, comes off a ball screen. How are teams guarding him? What were they doing to take it away? We've got certain things that obviously we can exploit too if they're going to do that. So I think the team's going to learn as they go along. And obviously they had a good game plan for us. They really tried to limit Bennett, and, hey, somebody else has to step up, and nobody really did. So, again, these guys are young. They're still learning. I feel pretty confident that they're going to learn a lot from that game tape.
So is Izzo part of the intimidation? Like, imagine some of these players who have never been in that type of atmosphere, and now there they are. There's this legend who's just yelling, lecturing, screaming at the – I mean, there was one point they were up by like 18, and he's just in the face of this official pointing at him. And do you think that – does that intimidate opposing players?
I think the biggest thing up there, and I always tell this story, one of the years, I think it was my junior year, when Horner and Bruner were seniors, we went up there. I mean, their students were there super early, and you've been early at the arena.
Yes.
Back in the day, we would bring the guards out first. So once we get off the team bus, it might be 2 hours before the game started, we'd go in and do our guard workout, go back in the locker room, then the bigs would come out, and then we would come out.
Yeah.
And generally that's what fans sees when you come out and then you get like your team shoot around and warm up. But, man, that crowd, I'll never forget, they were out there early.
And they'd done their research.
Our guards came out, and they were the student section was completely full. And they had dirt on everybody,
yes.
right? Girlfriends, family, they did their research.
Yep.
And they were hammering us the whole time. And I'll never forget, they were really going after, we want Bruner. They had all this, stuff they wanted to yell at Greg. And so I went in the locker room, and he's like, I've heard it's bad out there. I'm like, yeah, they're out there. And he's like, I heard they're asking for me. And I'm like, yeah, they specifically told me they're looking for you.
That is hilarious. But
but that's the fun of it too, right?
Sure.
To me, I enjoy that, and I thought it was a really cool environment. I wasn't intimidated, but it is it is constant. They're on you from the time you walk out on the floor, and they're loud and they're cheering for their team, and but it was unique. I mean, not many places. I think Kansas was one of those other ones. When I was at Iowa State, they had lines out the door in the afternoon for shoot around. These students were just waiting to go get their seats up close, and they're passionate about their team, and hopefully that's kind of the atmosphere we can kind of start to get here with the students being closer.
I think that's the first step, what they've taken. There's not going to be students are – the finals are, in 2 weeks for semester? Yeah, the students are in school, though, so there's no excuse for the students not to be there tomorrow, right? And the weather –
I saw they had 140-some tickets left in the section yesterday.
Yeah, that ain't good.
Student section.
It only supposedly holds – you mean just in the whole section or the
I
little
swear there was an ad that
side?
said something about, hey, get your tickets now. We got 140.
Well, hopefully there's a good showing now, because it sounds like the weather's not going to be Are you spending the night in Des Moines, or are you driving back tomorrow?
Yeah, we're spending the night. It's a 2-day tournament.
Okay, so at least you'll avoid having
there for the long haul.
You're probably better off doing that, because it sounds like it's going to start snowing Saturday night is when it's going to start. So hopefully that won't hinder people coming to the game, because I think a big crowd tomorrow can make a difference. And, Adam, you're talking about trying to build the student section. You got to win games like this. This is the type of game you have to win to try to get these fans. Don't you agree? You can't afford to lose this game.
Yeah. And I think the coaching staff and the players, they've done a really good job of trying to involve the kids.
Without question, I
think there's a connection there, and you're right. What strengthens that is getting good home wins and getting the crowd excited. Getting a big win on the road, then coming back. You just need a little momentum here to get this crowd going, and it is hard. I know. I was at the first game, and there was the student crowd right in back of the basket was great.
It was good.
They were loud, vocal. The hard part is you just got so much stuff going on. We're not a big metropolis, but you had, high school football playoffs were still going on. High school state volleyball was going on. You've got middle school stuff going on. And I know there's always stuff going on, but, with football and everything, it's still in the mix. Even, Iowa football, I don't think people had turned the page early November to basketball season. But now that everything else is kind of winding down, I'm hoping everybody starts kind of waking up a little bit and get to Carver.
I found the tweet, by the way, from the Iowa. This is from the official Iowa men's basketball account. Hawks Nest, only 126 free tickets available for Saturday's game versus Maryland. Use code STUDENT126 to download yours.
Hopefully they scoop them up, because they're going to need all the...
This is posted at 10 o'clock yesterday morning, so about 24 hours ago.
Okay, before we wrap up, I want to ask you a little bit about the women. They play at Rutgers. I've been impressed. I mean... they've won games with Chit Chat, of course. They've won games without her. I mean, what are your thoughts so far on the women?
Yeah, no, I've been impressed. And girls have stepped up.
Yeah.
You've got Stremlow and, Addie Deal. Some of these have stepped up when they've needed some big points or big possessions. Jan talked about it. I think it was last night or the night before. I listened to her
radio show.
They had to make adjustments. I mean, Chit Chat's a big part of that offense, and I love what she brings to the table. She's been out for a while now, and I don't know what the timeline is to get her back, but I think they've had to institute some other stuff with her not being in there to kind of, adjust with her not being on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think they've done a good job with that when you have kind of a focal point of the offense that's the setup, and, I mean, she was scoring at a pretty good clip. They've had to audible here, and I think it's been really – whenever they needed something, somebody's kind of came through. So Rutgers is going to be tough, especially on the road. And then you got Iowa State, which is going to be another just crazy matchup. And it'll be interesting to see how we how we defend. They're a really good team, and obviously when you get somebody that can score 47 or 43 points on any given night, we're going to have to make some serious adjustments to limit her possessions.
And every basket is from like 3 feet. I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Now, Iowa does have 10 fouls between Ava Hayden and Layla Hayes, and my guess is they're going to come close to using all of them. It's going to be interesting. I mean, it's there. I mean, it'll be an impressive win for either the men or women if they can get out of Ames with a win, because that's not easy to do. Adam, you know that as much as anybody. And with Addie Deal, I'll tell you, she's coming on. You can see it. But you can tell she's human, and it makes you appreciate how great Caitlin was even more, doesn't it? Because Addie Deal's a legitimate 5-star, and I'm telling you, before she's done here at Iowa, she's going to be, I think, a really good player. She looked good, but Caitlin, there was no transition. She just hit the ground running and bitching, and I loved it.
Yeah, she was different, and you could see it in high school. I mean, obviously, when she played at Dowling, I mean, she could just light it up from anywhere. Even if teams tried to double her.
No fear.
Throw some goofy stuff out of her. Yeah, she just never got rattled. And, I think with Addie Deal, you're learning a new system. That's always hard. You're mixing in with a group of players that have played together for a long time, and you got to find your role. And, again, I think things start off defensively with Jan, and, obviously you got to have some offensive firepower, but it was good to see her break out of her shell.
It was.
Here the last week or so.
She had 17
and again,
against
that's just going to carry momentum for a young player. That's huge to get her going.
And when I say bitching about Caitlin, to me, that's part of her strength. The anger that she plays with at times, and I say that jokingly, but that is a big part of her personality.
It's like Izzo, except she's playing.
Yes, I mean, it is. I mean, you take away that passion from Caitlin, and I don't think she's near as effective. But, no, I think Addie Deal is starting to come on, and that's going to be good because that'll give them another perimeter score, another three-point shooter. I'm trying to think if there's anything else we have not covered.
Well, and I think, too, like when you said that, too, I don't think people, or even she'd take offense to it. I mean, her mom and everybody's kind of talked about it. When she was young, I mean, it didn't matter if it was playing checkers or playing tag or PE. I mean, she wanted to win at all cost. Even now, like, I think she's super competitive, with goofy little things they do and competitions, even with the Fever.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes her different. I mean,
she's different.
Just got such a competitiveness to her that she's going to throw it all out there. And even if she shows emotion, it's not hurting her.
No, it's helping her.
It's motivating her to get better and do whatever she can to help the team win the game. And, yeah, she was special. She just had a completely different motor and kind of like Michael Jordan-esque, right? Like highly competitive, could back it up. Just that's why they're different and they separate themselves from everybody else.
And the way she made threes too. I mean, you see a lot of players attempt these threes. Caitlin made threes like nobody else could, but no, I mean, we could talk about her forever. Hopefully she can just stay healthy because the WNBA season this past year was not fun without her playing. For me, it's just not the same. But
well, it is everybody. I mean, if you go back the first year, I mean, like I said, I even had family and neighbors, and I mean, everybody wanted to they were glued into their TV when the Fever were going to play.
Yeah.
And the same thing early on. I mean, we were making sure, hey, this game's on, tape it, or be home live for when it jumps on. But as soon as she left, and wasn't playing, it's not that you didn't check the scores, but it wasn't the same.
It's not the same.
Nobody was gluing into the TVs like they were, and hopefully the league sees that. I mean, you've got to.
Well, if they don't, then
make adjustments and understand that she's kind of the. She's the focal point of that league.
Without question.
And I'm not saying you forget about everybody else, but you certainly got to make sure that she's the brand and you got to protect it.
Just acknowledge her for what she is. That's all the league needs to do, and they, for some reason, seem hesitant to do that. But hopefully they will moving forward. But, Adam, great stuff. Again, I'll just keep reaching out to you, text message or email just to kind of fit it around your schedule. We'll try to do this once a week, and hopefully the next time we talk, there's a couple victories over Iowa State to talk about and Maryland.
That would be huge.
Oh, that would be really big.
The boys and girls get them going here. It's a big run here, especially before Christmas.
Sure is, Adam. Thanks a lot. Appreciate your time. Have a good weekend.
Thanks,
Have a
Adam.
good weekend, guys. We'll see
All
you.
right.
I do.
I do this show with a lot of anger.
You ever show a lot of anger.
Yeah.
Not just this show.
So you're like Caitlin. You're saying being angry brings out the best in you?
A lot of swearing and yelling at people.
No, I didn't say that.
Sometimes he goes out to areas he shouldn't be, like,
So you're saying
Izzo.
being angry doesn't bring out the best in you?
Probably not.
All right. You think it brings out the best in Caitlin? I think it does.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Izzo?
Yeah. Izzo? Yes. Yeah.
Should we try to get Izzo on the show?
Could you?
With Suter. Wouldn't that be
Suter,
great?
yeah, Suter better
He
be
and
here for
Izzo
that.
just start getting into it. I think it's BS what you get away with. When he's a well, listen, radio boy. You think Suter would take offense if Izzo called him radio boy?
Yeah, that'd be great.
So are they coming back from Vegas today or tomorrow?
They're not here tomorrow because it says Tom gone tomorrow morning.
Yeah, so I got to leave at 9 o'clock tomorrow. So do we want a show tomorrow? And before you bring up, I'll save money. I'll pay you for tomorrow. Whether
for
we
not
do the
showing
show-
up? Oh, God. So you're going to pay me not to show up, and you're asking me if I want to show up.
Some days I wanted to pay you for not showing up.
So you're going to pay me not to show up.
I don't care. Do you want to
Well,
do
who's
the
it gonna
show?
be?
It'd be
It would
you
be
and
me
Tommy.
and, I don't know, like Molly?
No. No, Molly. If Molly comes in at 9, she's going to do her show.
Okay.
So you want to?
Just whatever you would prefer. This is your call.
If you and Tommy want to do it, that's.
You think we could do it?
Fun.
Well, we could do it. It's not the same rocket science. I mean, you sit down and start blabbing. But do you think it's worth it?
Well, what do we have to talk about that we don't talk about
the
today?
Station or the show or what?
Well, just to society, is it worth it? You think that-
We're coming in.
I would say if there was something to talk about to do it, but we don't have any basketball tonight. We don't have any wrestling tonight.
yeah, so.
I don't care. I have. To
And Molly
leave at
doesn't
9.
care about coming an hour earlier to do her show?
No.
No, because she gets to leave an hour earlier.
Yeah.
well,
You
just
just have to tell Tom to come in an hour earlier.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. That's fine.
Okay.
So you so you're coming in, but you're just leaving early.
Yeah, I have.
Why
to,
do you have to? Can't you get avoid not even coming in?
No, I got to do some things with Jan, and I can't.
Oh, no. That's why. Why can't you figure out a way not to have to come in? Can't Hunter?
I know.
Make Hunter come in again.
Make Hunter come. It's
I'm not.
Hunter. He's just waiting to come in.
Yeah, he loves living here, kind of. He'll probably just stay here Saturday night for fun.
I think he will. He'll sleep back in the transmitter room.
Yep. I'll come in Sunday morning to the news. He'll be sleeping on that couch. Wake him up.
That couch is big enough, and you can sleep on that thing.
Listen, very seriously,
It's comfortable.
Yeah, that couch is more comfortable than my bed. And I'm not kidding.
I mean, you can
I've
easily
slept
get
out
away.
here.
This
I've
wouldn't
slept
be
out
bad.
here on that couch, and that couch is damn comfortable.
12-pack of beer, a big pepperoni pizza. You got the TV right there. There's nothing wrong with out here.
It's all, yeah. Well, why did you do it?
Well, I don't want to do it, but I'm just. But it's not like it would be
You won't
torture.
even go to the bathroom here.
I go to the
Hey,
bathroom.
Steve, I got to go home now because I got to use the can.
I do number one here.
Well, that one Padaski lived here, and he just had like a hot plate to cook stuff on. Just like a hot plate.
Yeah.
Just making soup every night or something.
Beans.
Beans. Puts a can of beans on it, just eats it with them.
Yeah.
Misery, just festering in his own misery. We miss Richard. He doesn't live on 3rd Avenue anymore. I don't know where he moved.
I don't even think he lives in town anymore, does he?
Do any of you guys see him on Facebook or anything?
No.
Yeah, I have no. I asked one time walking the next door neighbor where he moved. He didn't know where he had moved to.
Hello.
Hey, I've never heard an update on Chit Chat's condition
It's
or
day to day. I wasn't on Jan's Zoom yesterday.
I saw Jan Zoom yesterday. She just said everybody else who's injured is day to day.
Yeah, she's been saying day to day since it happened.
But is it a concussion or?
Well, they're not.
She didn't say
she's not-
concussion,
they
but
say
she
upper
did
body.
She used
Neck.
the term protocols.
Well, she also said her neck. She brought up different
Yeah.
parts. It's an upper body injury. I just think they're being careful what they say because maybe Chit Chat doesn't want the word concussion used. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, I know Virginia Johnson had that concussion and it just knocked her out completely. So.
But yeah, and no knock on Rutgers,
Hawkeye team.
but I think Rutgers is a team that they can beat without
Yeah.
Chit Chat. I'm not saying that's going into Jan's thinking, but maybe it is. Who knows?
Yeah, and then Rodriguez, what's wrong with her?
Back is what I've been told.
Okay. I just
And then Mulaney
really,
supposedly had
I really enjoy watching her play. So
I do too. And Mulaney, I was told, had like
I think
tonsillitis or something.
she makes a few mistakes that my sister can't tolerate, but I look at her as just a freshman, so or whatever she is.
She's a sophomore.
Underclassman.
Yeah, but
yeah,
no,
underclassman.
She's got definitely potential. She sometimes gets a little out of control, but I think that's part of what makes her good too. Though she plays fearless.
Yeah, the game hasn't. Like talk about the game slowing down for Asians. It's just full speed all the time for her. And,
Yeah.
Okay, thanks
All right.
very much.
You bet.
Yeah. What she said specifically, because I was looking for audio for last night, what Jan Jensen said, and everybody else, this is before the Gym Fee news came out. She just said everybody's day to day who's injured right now. They're all day to day, and they each have to clear certain meet certain conditions and protocols before they're cleared to play again. She wasn't obviously very vague about it, but that's what she said.
Yeah, I mean,
that there's certain things they need to accomplish before they can
she
play.
did say at other press conference that her neck, her shoulder, just that she took a hard fall.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Mace also sent me a video. We're coming into Minneapolis on the radio, just wall to wall.
Good for Mace. I'm glad he's listening.
Yeah, he is. As clear as any station.
Hope he enjoyed that previous
I
segment.
think there's thousands of people in Minneapolis listening.
The
Vikings.
Number
suck.
one.
Do the Vikings suck? The Bears are so much better.
They're pretty
than the
bad.
Vikings.
Yeah, they ain't good.
The Bears are. Do we like the Bears more than the Vikings?
Well,
Yes, we do.
Yes.
Now, what do you think the people in Minneapolis that are listening? What do you think they're thinking right now?
Son of a.
The Vikings suck. The Twins suck.
No,
that's going to make that Mace smell.
Yeah, that's Mace's team.
I've heard him say
Mace's team.
I've heard him criticize the Cubs.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't work for the Cubs.
No, he works for the Twins. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Karn.
And the Gophers suck.
Yeah,
And the Gophers
Cards
suck.
where the Gophers suck.
Why are we?
The Timberwolves suck.
God, Jesus.
Well, the Timberwolves may be a little bit better.
Yeah.
Anyway, how good is Rutgers?
I don't believe they're very good, but I haven't studied them much lately. But I just think this is a game Iowa could look them up. Tommy, can you look up? Right now. We're going to look up what they're. I mean, they were terrible the last few years. I mean, since Vivian.
Yeah, I know. The last time we've seen them, they haven't been very good at all.
Yeah, and I believe their coach now is the former Penn State coach. Unless Tommy's looking up their stuff right now because I haven't even began to prepare that advance yet. But I just think this is a game with or without chit chat. Iowa should win.
Well, I'm just starting with the standings of the Big Ten and see what their record is. We'll start with that.
And right now, records are still early enough to where you really don't have a full picture on what. Because they haven't really started.
And how good is this Maryland men?
I mean, they're 6-3 the last I looked. Couple nice wins, couple bad losses. Got a really good head coach. Got a really good player that used to be at Minnesota who's about 6'10". So yeah, I mean they're formidable. I mean Iowa better.
Rutgers is 7-2 and have won 3 in a row, but I don't know who they played.
Does it have the games?
I'm clicking on them, and yeah, we do have their games.
Let's just go down and see. I'm 7-2 doesn't surprise me. You could be 7-2 and still be a team that's going to struggle in the Big Ten.
At the beginning.
Yes.
Because you only put in people you can beat.
Okay, they beat Wagner. They beat Quinnipiac.
Which
They lost to Stony Brook at home
That ain't
by
good.
17.
That ain't good.
No, that ain't
Stony
good.
Brook's not beating Iowa by 17 at home.
Beat Rhode Island, beat Farley Dickinson, lost to Auburn, beat Siena by 6, beat Northeastern by 23.
So they've got no knock on the teams they've beaten, but they're all games that they probably should win as a Big Ten team.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they had a lot of...
So, yeah, I mean, I would be surprised if Iowa loses this game. Not saying it couldn't happen, but I would be surprised. They'd have to really
So I think
struggle.
we should get 2 wins tomorrow.
I would. That's the way I'm leaning. Now, if the men were playing at Maryland, I would not be near as confident.
Yeah,
Maryland
that might
women
be a
are
little
very
different.
good.
Yeah, Maryland women, but just home court's going to make a big advantage, give Iowa an advantage.
Well, I've heard Maryland women are really good.
Oh, they are.
They're undefeated, yeah, they're
really
10-0.
good. Yep.
And also, who do you think is going to win between Ohio State and Indiana?
Well, we're going to have Don on here in about 10 minutes to break it down. I would probably I'm going to go with Ohio State, but would not be surprised if that Signetti found a way to beat them. But I think Ohio State's just a little better.
Yeah, didn't they play each other last year?
Probably, yeah. I think Indiana... Because isn't it like every other year you play
because Ohio State lost to Michigan last year. Didn't they? Did they make it?
Yeah, but I think...
I don't remember.
Oh, not in the game,
Ohio
but
State played
in the regular
Indiana
season.
last year and won.
Yeah, I don't remember, but that last year doesn't really matter. Teams are a lot different than they were last year.
Okie dokie. Well, are we going to get too much snow? I'm tired of snow already.
It's 2 or 3 inches probably for now, but that could change.
Yeah.
It'll be all be done before the games. After the games are done,
downward way.
You'll be home before that starts.
Yeah, but then can I go to church on Sunday?
Maybe.
Between you and God.
Yeah.
Okie doke, guys. Well, take care.
All right, we're going to take a break.
Take a break.
Take a break.
Yeah.
1-800-800-ROSE. 1-800-800-ROSE. Your FTD florist is the only number you need to know to send flowers anywhere in the country or Canada from anywhere in the country. 1-800-800-ROSE. It's so easy. Just remember one number. 1-800-800-ROSE. Your FTD florist. 1-800-800-ROSE. Remember,
for a gift that your loved one will treasure for a lifetime, find it at our family-owned jewelry store in Iowa City, Harty and Stocker Jewelers.
We can show you diamond engagement rings, colored stones, fashion jewelry, and watches.
Our jewelers are on site, so we can design jewelry for that special person in your life.
We are Harty and Stocker, serving Iowa City and the surrounding area for 3 generations.
Harty and Stocker Jewelers, downtown Iowa City, and HartyandStockerJewelers.com. Ask for Willa, Terry, Tim, or Kate. One of us is always there.
Don't wait for an emergency to get a backup for your car keys. Unlike the olden days, car keys have gotten extremely complex. Mike's eKeys for Cars can generate the most technically advanced automotive keys that are on the market today. For spares and lost keys, Mike's eKeys for Cars can produce most conventional transponder, high security, and remote head keys. Mike's eKeys for Cars will keep you on the road. Call 319-330-9185 and schedule an appointment today. Don't wait until it's too late. Call 319-330-9185 today.
Hi, this is Jill Sterner with Sterner Taxidermy in Lone Tree. It's hunting season again, and I'm inviting all of you hunters to follow us on our Facebook page. You can view Dirk's award-winning artistry, his workmanship that he completes with each individual piece. We can be reached at 319-330-1774. Again, 319-330-1774.
Hi, I'm Jim Street, owner of Streets Maintenance. As a licensed, insured, and bonded master plumber, I specialize in all plumbing repairs, including but not limited to water heater and sump pumps to toilet and faucet repairs and replacements. As an Iowa City native, I know how frustrating it can be when any part of your plumbing system breaks down. That's why I only use trusted brands and quality materials. I offer same-day, next-day service coupled with a fair price. I also offer general services to mobile homes. For more information about my business, I'm online at streetsmaintenance.com and Facebook, or give me a call at 400-4483, 400-4483.
Streets Maintenance, honest plumbing at a fair price.
Hawkeye fans, you love watching the black and gold. You know Hawkeye black and gold. As a Hawkeye fan, there are no better colors than the Hawkeye black and gold. Hi, I'm Steve Anderson. When you're buying, selling, or refinancing your property, consider the green and white team, Hawkeye Title and Settlement. Give us a call at 351-8600. Hawkeye Title and Settlement. The team you love, the people you trust.
It's that wonderful time of the year. Moments of eating too much, spending time with family, in some cases maybe even trying to avoid family. However you choose to celebrate, the Diamond Dental team of Dr. Forbes, Kate, Michelle, and Michaela would like to wish everyone a happy, healthy, and safe holiday. Here is hoping you enjoy every minute of this joyous time of the year. Rest assured, Diamond Dental is here, providing superior care for your entire family during the holiday season and all year long.
This is Leah Pasha, and I've been saying, hit a deer, call Premier, for years. But it's time for something new. It's still where you need to go for deer divots and door dings, as well as damaged dashboards. That's what my dad Nathan's driving at and dreams about. Why not say, when your car is dinged, be a deer and call Premier? I think Dad's going to love that. Premier Automotive, North Liberty's premier auto body repair shop.
Be a deer and call Premier Auto Body in North Liberty. Hanging lights is a pain. Dealing with blown bulbs, dangerous installations, and the endless rat's nest of cords, there's got to be a better way, and now there is. Illuma Lights, permanent outdoor lighting from Big Dog Tech. Illuma Lights provides illumination for every occasion. Holiday lighting, accent lights, security, and of course, lighting for the best season, football season. The Illuma Lights app lets you create your own patterns with color, motion, brightness, and static control over every individual light, or use Big Dog's presets to transform your home or business. The professionally installed track system makes Illuma Lights LEDs virtually disappear until you turn them on. Rated at 50,000 hours, you'll enjoy stress-free convenience for years to come. No more ladders, no more hooks, no more wifey's dirty looks. That's the song you'll be singing all year long with Illuma Lights permanent outdoor lighting from Big Dog Tech. Find out more at BigDogTek.net or call 319-395-0800.
Diamond Dream Sports Academy, 20,000 square foot indoor facility, holds 8 batting cages, space for infield work, space for throwing and pitching and all your arm care needs. Offers private instruction, group lessons, camps and clinics, leagues, memberships. Rentals available at Diamond Dreams is open to the public.
Our top level instructors include former professional, college, and Olympic athletes. Our coaches will help these athletes achieve their full athletic potential, develop a strong work ethic, and a solid base to build. The last thing you want to do is look back and wish you had worked or played harder.
Locally owned and established in 2005, Diamond Dreams is Eastern Iowa's premier training facility. Located at 2905 Stoner Court, North Liberty. Call today and reserve your time. 319-665-2173. 319-665-2173.
When you go to a family restaurant, you want three things. One, a wide selection of breakfast, lunch, and dinner items. Two, you want those selections to be affordable and delicious. And three, you want to be treated like family. You get all three at the Midtown Family Restaurant. Breakfast items available anytime the doors are open. Legendary tenderloins, onion rings, and hot roast beef sandwiches. Daily specials at each location, and no matter if you're coming in solo or with a group of 20, you get the same special family treatment. The Midtown Family Restaurant at Court and Scott Streets and at the Walmart Plaza on Highway 1 West. Follow them on Facebook or at MidtownFamily.com. The family's waiting for you. GT Carr, owner of Supple's Building and Remodeling, has been offering unmatched service and quality for over 25 years. The trained professionals at Supple's Building and Remodeling will install and guarantee the products used in any job, no matter how big or small. They also stand behind their work and offer no-nonsense, exceptional customer service from design to completion and beyond. Whether it's a simple window replacement or a major house addition, you'll have the confidence that Supple's Building and Remodeling is committed to quality. Visit Supples.net or call them today at 319-337-2246.
Hi, this is Tiffany at Senior Benefits. Are you confused with Medicare questions, anything having to do with Medicare? I take care of all Medicare customers, people under 65. I also do life insurance, long-term care, cancer insurance. I'm here to help you navigate any questions that you may be having or frustrations and anxiety that you may have with Medicare or insurance in general. Give me, Tiffany Rao, a call at 319-631-4795.
When someone is kind enough to share their time with us, we better make it worth their while.
They don't want to do people call it the game, right?
Patrick Eads and Terry Adams of Dairy Brothers Ford talk about what here for you means to them.
You don't have to spend a half a day in our dealership to get that good competitive price. We just want to try to deliver that to you up front.
And that makes me feel good, makes me proud.
Because that's what people want. They want a fair, honest deal.
As far as a statement here for you, we want to not just say it, but live it.
Find out what it means to you at Dairy Ford in Iowa City.
You hungry? The Oxyokin Sunday Brunch Buffet offers so many choices of fresh entrees, homemade salads, waffles, omelets made to order, pastries, 3 tiers of desserts, and much more. Such a great value. You can always eat out, but not every place serves an experience. Serve 9 until 2. See you this Sunday. You'll always leave happy at the Oxyokin in the heart of Amana.
The Oxyokin.
This holiday season, step into the magic of the Amana colonies. Stroll through historic villages glowing with twinkling lights. Discover handcrafted gifts, local art, and one-of-a-kind treasures you won't find anywhere else. From cozy boutiques to our bakery, restaurants, and brewery, the Amana colonies make holiday shopping feel joyful, not stressful. Make memories, find the perfect gift, and enjoy a getaway close to home. Plan your holiday shopping trip today at AmanaColonies.com.
From the Harty and Stalker Studios in the heart of the Hawkeye Nation, this is the mighty 1630 KCJJ, Iowa City.
Harty and Stalker Jewelers, making memories, making moments.
Meteorologist Rodney Price. Plenty of clouds into your Friday afternoon. A light southwest breeze with highs in the lower 30s. Overnight, we'll keep the clouds around mid-teens, winds turning to the northwest. On Saturday, we'll see some sunshine early on, but clouds filling in. High temperatures in the mid-20s. There will be a chance of snow Saturday night. Could see several inches of accumulation. That's KCJJ Weather. It's 21 at our studios.
KCJJ Weather, brought to you by Plum Supply.
Plum Supply, kitchens and baths. Your home never looks so beautiful.
We are back, and I've got Coach Don Patterson on the line.
Good morning, Don. How you doing?
Doing well, Pat. How are you?
Not bad. We've also got Tommy Lang filling in for the great Tom Suter. So, Tommy, you've got some big shoes to fill during this segment here. But, well, Don, you know, we texted back and forth. You said you've done analytics for the Big Ten championship game tomorrow. So, after doing this analytics, did that change the way you felt about this game before doing them? Did it change your mind on anything and how it may play out?
You know, I will say this. It certainly confirms what you'd like to believe, that it's a toss-up game. or close to a toss-up game. If you put a gun to my head, Pat, I'd have to take Ohio State.
Me too.
But I think it'll be a slim margin. I think it might come down to a field goal. And in that regard, I think the point spread's, somebody said it was 4.5. If it's 4.5, I'd take Indiana.
Okay, so you think it's going to be that close? How important?
I think Indiana would cover.
How important do you think? I know this kind of an obvious question. The quarterback play. You got probably the conference's two best quarterbacks. You could argue Mendoza and Sayin. To me, Sayin is I think he's the player of the year. But I think the fact that he plays for Ohio State, I think they judge that against him. But how important is this quarterback matchup?
I think it's critical. And I would say this, the edge there, I would say, belongs to Indiana. And I'll tell you why I say that. Mendoza's really made a believer out of me because there were several games, 3 at least come to mind, where he had to perform under duress and did it every time. And real quickly, at Oregon, you might recall, he threw a pick 6 in the third quarter. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, the game's tied up, and they're playing at Oregon. And the next thing is for Indiana, they go 75 yards for a touchdown to break the tie. So they bounced back immediately, and of course they ended up winning by 10, as I recall. And then, of course, you've got the Iowa game, and he made a believer out of me because we got to him several times, and he actually got brutalized on some of those hits, and yet he got up every time and went again. Never seemed to lose his poise. Threw the ball really well under great duress. And then last but not least, there was the game against Ohio State, where he performed well again on the road. So those are all impressive. I believe that was that. I'm sorry, that's the Ohio State. I meant Penn State.
Penn State.
Yeah, Penn State. Last second touchdown pass to win that game. So if you want to look at the two quarterbacks in terms of who's performed under great pressure, you have to give an edge to Mendoza. The unusual thing about Ohio State, their closest game has been 18 points.
Yeah.
Three different games were won by 18 points. But having said that, I was impressed, especially with the freshman quarterback at Michigan, because that game was tight for quite a while.
Yeah.
And in the middle of the second quarter, I think the game was 10-9 at that time, and of course, Michigan fans are into the game. And he put up 5 completions in a row to break that tie. So he did perform well under adverse conditions at Michigan. And, of course, we know how Ohio State feels about the Michigan game.
And the thing was saying he's completing like 80% of his passes. But I think in some ways it's held against him that he's playing for Ohio State because, like you said, they haven't had much pressure. So I can see you're giving Mendoza the edge right now just because he's had to overcome what's probably going to occur in this game on Saturday, whereas other than that brief moment against Michigan, it's been smooth sailing for Sayin. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's really true. I think Mendoza's been battle-tested.
Yeah.
And Sayin, not nearly as much.
Okay, yeah, okay. I think that's obvious. So running the ball, how important do you think running the ball is going to be in this game?
Well, I do think it's important. One of the things, I do, I went back and looked at all 9 games, 25 parameters in all 9 games, so times 2 would be 18 games. So that's 450 evaluations on these two teams. Rushing yardage, the team with an edge on rushing yardage won 17 out of 18 times.
Wow. I did not think it would be that high.
Yeah, Ohio State was 9 for 9. Michigan was 8 for 9. There was one team that outrushed Michigan. I can't recall who it was. But that is a good indicator for who wins the game. And in that regard, I don't know. I think Ohio State's improved their running game over the season. But Indiana, as you know, has more than one good running back.
2 really good ones, Black and the
and they run the ball well. But the counter to that would be, yes, but who defends the run better than Ohio State? Maybe no one. Certainly they're among the very best. So I think that will be a close call. Whoever wins it probably won't be a big differential there. Here's a place to look at for where there could be a difference in the game. A weird stat, but it's true. Turnover margin. Indiana won on turnovers in 8 out of the 9 games. They won all 8 of them, obviously. The 9th game was a tie on turnovers. Nobody beat Indiana on turnovers out of 9 games. The weird thing about Ohio State, there were 6 Ohio State games that were even on turnovers. The other 3 games, Ohio State won on turnovers twice. Obviously, they won those 2 games. And one time, they did lose on turnovers and still overcame it. I can't recall who it was. So my fear, if I'm an Ohio State fan, you better be even or better on turnovers, because if Indiana wins on turnovers, even +1, that might be enough to swing the game toward Indiana.
Yeah, I could see. I mean, lots of times with Ohio State, Don, they obviously have a edge in talent. How do you think they have a huge edge against Indiana in talent?
Not a huge edge, no. I think they have an edge, but not a huge edge.
Okay. Where do you think they have the biggest edge?
It seems like all these guys that transfer to Indiana, wherever they came from, they all play great for Indiana.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, yeah, the all-conference team came out, and there was many Indiana guys on there, I believe, as there were Ohio State. They both have a lot of great players.
So if you had to pick a score, are you willing to make a prediction? Or if not, I can understand that. But if you had a score that comes to mind?
Well, I do think there'll be more than a few points up. But the amazing thing, let's just talk about that. There are 5 common opponents, incidentally. Let's talk about those stats.
Okay.
Those are interesting. In those 5 games, Indiana gave up a total of 50 points. Amazingly enough, Ohio State gave up a total of 50 points also.
Interesting.
They both gave up 50 points. And they averaged giving up 10 points a game against those same opponents.
Okay.
The difference was in offensive production. Indiana averaged scoring 46.6, Ohio State 37.6.
Huh.
That's a 9-point differential, but I do believe Ohio State seemed a little more comfortable putting in backups when the game was in good shape. And Indiana seemed a little more preoccupied with trying to run up a big score and getting foul points. I think the backups, I don't know this, but I suspect the backups for Ohio State got more playing time than the backups for Indiana.
Yeah, I will say when I've watched Ohio State, he does play a lot of players. But a lot of those guys that are backups for Ohio State, maybe not at Indiana, are 4 and 5 stars. I think Ohio State's got more of everything than Indiana. But like you've said, Don, you don't need more of everything to win this game. So, yeah, turnovers are going to be big. And, hey, I wanted to ask you, what did you think of all 5 of the Iowa offensive linemen making at least third team All Big Ten? What did you think of that?
I thought it was a wonderful compliment to our offensive line coach in particular. If you want to say that. One coach, of course, we know George will be the first to tell you. There's another offensive line coach. His name's Kirk Ferentz.
Mm-hmm.
So they have the benefit of 2 very knowledgeable coaches. And, of course, in individual periods, I'm sure that Kirk spends most of those individual periods with the offensive line. That's, of course, his greatest area of expertise.
Yep.
So it's really a compliment to our offensive line to be able to get all 5 of them with all conference recognition. I realize they can't all be first team, but even to be third team is a big deal.
Sure is.
Because, I think there might have been a total of maybe 12 offensive linemen. I think, let me back up, maybe 17 offensive linemen that were on those first, second, and third teams. Come to think of it, they have honorable mention too, don't they? So maybe there's 20-plus linemen that are recognized. But the bottom line, we have about 4 of them.
Yeah. No, it's impressive. And 3 of them, Jennings Dunker, Logan Jones, and Bo Stevens, who sometimes gets overlooked by those 2, they all made first-team All-Big Ten by at least one of the coaches with them. No, it's very impressive.
And now in an 18-team league, too. A lot more players to
good
choose
point.
from.
Yeah,
too.
A lot more players to choose from. No, I thought that was very impressive. And I'm trying to think anything else. We're wrapping up a little early today, Don, because we got a lot of stuff going on. But this game, the coaching matchup, you give one the edge over the other, or are they going to cancel each other out?
I'm suspecting they'll cancel each other out.
Okay.
I think I'm not just talking about the head coaches. I'm talking about the staff too.
Okay.
I think they both have outstanding coaches. I don't know that anybody will outcoach anyone else in this game, simply because both coaches' staffs are way above average.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, Donnie, great stuff as usual. Appreciate you coming on and give us and like I said, we're going to do one of these as we'll find out the Iowa Bowl situation on. Is it
Sunday?
Saturday. Yeah, but my guess is we may have an idea, better ideas. I think they're going to I can't even say it, the ReliaQuest Bowl. But once we get all that information, we get closer to the bowl game, we'll do another one of these shows. Donnie, appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, thanks.
Let me, if I can, Pat, let me give you one other bit of information.
Okay.
Third quarter scoring, there was one parameter that was 100% win. Now, the bad news, it was not 18 for 18. It was 14 for 14. 7 times Indiana won the third quarter. Obviously, they won all 7 games. Indiana never lost the third quarter. 2 ties. Believe it or not, Ohio State also in the third quarter 7 times out of 9. The other 2 were also ties. So statistically, whoever wins the third quarter wins the game. That's the only parameter that was 100% win.
Interesting. Okay.
And the only negative, it was only 14 out of the 18 games. But it's safe to say if somebody wins the third quarter, statistically they're going to win the game.
Well, it's got the potential to be a great game. I think obviously these analytics would maybe even think that even more. I mean, these are 2 evenly matched teams, and neither one of them are under the pressure of making the playoff. They're already in, so it'll be interesting to see how that affects things. But, Donnie, great stuff as usual, and I will be in touch.
Sounds good. Talk to you later, guys.
Okay.
See you, Pat.
Pat. Don.
See you, Pat.
No, we're cutting it short at about 10:20 today because life's calling, right, Captain? We got stuff going.
So much going on.
We got stuff going on.
Actually, we're going to leave now because we got breaking news from CNN.
What's the break?
I want to talk about the Matt Campbell thing.
I want to talk about the bomber. Do you think the alleged bomber? He looks like Urkel.
He does look like Urkel.
He looks like Urkel.
Well, he's not Urkel,
but he does look like Urkel.
Don't sully the great
I thought
comedic
like
talents of
Urkel.
And he said that he thought that the election was rigged. He's a Trump supporter.
Oh, well, are we ending on that? I wasn't making it political. I'm just saying doesn't he look like Urkel?
I'm just telling you.
Does he look like Urkel? That's more important.
I didn't think so, but
Tommy did.
I thought that, yeah. When
First thing when I saw his picture, I'm like, it's Urkel.
Then I thought maybe he looked more like a I don't know, looks like a character from like Saturday Night Live.
He looks like somebody I would have tried to
like
sit
an Eddie
next.
Murphy character.
He looks like somebody I would try to have sat next to at a test to cheat off of.
Well,
does that make sense?
Could have showed you,
how to make a
how do you make a bomb?
No, this is all alleged. Right? Has he admitted to doing it?
Yeah.
Oh, he's already admitted it.
He told the FBI that
it was him. Okay.
The election was rigged.
And that's why he was planting. Okay, whatever. We're not going to end this politically. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Don. Thank you, callers.
Trump supporter.
Trump supporter.
Urkel. I'm going with the Urkel. Did you ever watch that show?
Yes, a lot.
No.
Yeah,
I never did.
I watched it.
Never did watch it.
No.
It's a good show.
What was the name of the show? Was it Urkel?
Family Matters.
Family Matters.
Well, it showed seriously, it showed more realistic sometimes than Cosby because it showed a black family. It showed a black kid.
Nerd.
Didn't he build a robot at one point?
Yes.
He was a nerd.
But it was more realistic than the Cosby Show.
Wasn't he a nerd?
Didn't he make himself really like handsome and smart and call himself Urkel?
Well, at least he wasn't passing out pills.
Wasn't he a nerd,
That's
though?
more believable.
Was he a nerd on the show?
He was a nerd on the show, and he was very book smart and everything, and it showed.
Could have built pipe bombs.
Yeah.
Well, he could build an Urkel
Oh,
bomb.
I'm sure. God damn it.
We got a call. We'll end on this call.
Oh, God.
Well, thank you. Hey, damn good show today.
Yeah, you just had to get in that damn swear. I just had to swear with the damn.
You like the show today, Paul? Well,
he hung up on him.
You already hung up on him?
Yeah.
Man, you're just mean. Boy, you're hindering his free speech.
Hawkfanatic.
Free speech might not be free for us if he keeps it up.
Check it out. It's free.
This is